under $300. Yep, this smartphone, which has a 144 Hz display and could change color while also having 256 gigabytes of storage, 16 gigabytes of extended RAM, and a massive 6,000 milliamp hour battery. Yep, under $300. Now, I'm used to reviewing phones that are over $1,000. Here I have the iPhone 17 Pro Max, which is slightly broken. I also have the S26 Ultra, and I also have the Oppo Find X9 Ultra, which is like $1,800. So I was wondering, what could sub $300 do? Would I notice any downsides? And if I did, is it that much of a difference? Taking a closer look at the hardware, starting with the design, because this back panel is literally a moving canvas. Infinix is offering 6 different colorways, and 4 of them feature the color changing finishes that are absolute firsts for this segment. Right here I have the thermo orange version, and it uses this special thermochromatic coating that shifts its orange tone based entirely on temperature. No apps or battery power required. Watch this, if I take a warm object and press it against the back for a few seconds, it flips from a deep orange to a bright, playful orange. You can literally create your own temporary custom patterns on the back of your phone. And despite all the layered material, the phone is incredibly slim. It's between 7.85 and 7.95 millimeters, depending on the color that you pick, and it weighs just 204 grams. And check this out. 0 fingerprints. No fingerprints anywhere on the phone. That's crazy. And what I also like is that the back of it it's smooth, but it's grippy. Like it's actually grippier than, actually I would say it's about the same as the S26 Ultra. Yeah. And the S26 Ultra actually shows fingerprints. This one doesn't. That's pretty crazy. But let's talk about how you actually interact with this thing, because Infinix added 2 major hardware features on this phone. Now, first is this textured physical key on the side, the AI button. Second, right next to the 50 megapixel camera on the back is the Active Matrix Cube. The Active Matrix Cube is a customizable light matrix inherited straight from flagship devices. It works even when your phone is face down. It gives you smart status alerts for calls and messages, and you can even customize it to display different light patterns for family versus coworkers, for example. And it also features a party icebreaker. You can shake your phone to launch a virtual dice roll or a lucky wheel minigame, or you can also draw your own custom emoji art to share instantly over NFC or light it up dynamically during your mobile gaming sessions. Again, it's a gimmick. Sure, I agree. It's totally a gimmick, but it's fun. Why not? Like, I miss phones being fun. It seems like whenever a phone reaches a flagship level, it's like, oh no, we can't have fun anymore. It's a gimmick, but it's a fun gimmick. But now let's talk about the AI key, because it totally changes the way you actually use AI on your phone. And instead of digging through multiple apps or multiple menus, you just click this key and that's it. If you give the button a short press, it triggers the one-tap AI flash memo engine, and the phone instantly captures whatever is currently on your screen, whether it's a video, a block of text, an image, or a contact, and automatically structures it. Everything lands in the AI Mind Hub, which acts as a self-storing kind of central storage library that you can dig through in at any time. Now, if you long press the button, it wakes up the Folax AI assistant. Folax can read whatever is currently in front of you, whether it's an image, live camera view, or a video. But here's the kicker. You can instantly switch between 5 different mainstream AI models right from the screen. Why isn't everyone giving us this option? Don't get me wrong, I love Google Gemini, but what if I want to use, like, I don't know, Grok, for example? Well, the Infinix lets you do that. Now, of course, a phone can't just be flash. It needs the performance to back it up. Now, under the hood, the HOT 70 Pro 5G is powered by the MediaTek Dimensity 7100 processor, which, by the way, is fully optimized for fast 5G connectivity and smooth gaming up to 90 frames per second. Sub $300 phone getting up to 90 frames per second is is insane. It's not a gaming phone, it's not a flagship phone, but it's still giving you that decently high refresh rate. That's not bad. Again, this is not going to be the best choice for hardcore gaming, but honestly, I'm impressed at how well it's handling high demanding games like Call of Duty Mobile. The camera setup is anchored by a single high quality 50 megapixel Sony sensor, and because it pulls in a massive amount of light, it powers a wider AI photography toolkit. The photos taken on this phone are, in my opinion, more than enough for many people out there, and in fact, I can't really say anything too bad about it. Again, keeping the price in mind, I'm shocked these are even as good as they are. What do you guys think? Now, video recording is a bit of a letdown, but again, keeping the price in mind, okay, it goes up to 2K at 30 FPS, and you also get a 1080p 60 for that slightly higher refresh rate as well. You also get one-tap AI editing features inside AI Studio, like smart object erasing and image expansion to fix the tight crops in the areas. Now on the front, you are looking at a pretty massive 6.76-inch display with blazing fast 144 Hz display. Yeah, sub $300. And yeah, you do get bezels, but it's not ashamed by it. You know, kind of like me when I eat a large cheese pizza all by myself. Believe me, I can devour it, and look, I'm not ashamed. The display does feel great. Again, it goes up to 144 Hz, so you kind of already know how smooth it's gonna be. If you've ever used a high refresh rate display before, well, you already know this. Now, to keep all of this running, Infinix packed in a pretty massive battery option, 6,000 milliamp hours, which of course will easily last you throughout the entire day. No issues at all. And it's paired with the 45-watt lightning fast charge, which will power your device to a 100% in about an hour. Now, for all you gamers out there, this also supports bypass charging. So instead of charging, instead of plugging your phone in and having the charger charge the battery and then your phone taking charge away from the battery, which creates heat for no reason, you can enable bypass charging. So whenever you plug it in and you're playing a game, for example, it'll only take the power from the wall and not from the battery, which will result in less heat. Now, as far as security goes, you do have a fingerprint sensor on the power button, which makes sense for this price range, and it hasn't given me any issues so far. It's always worked just as fast as it is now. So as you guys are seeing, yeah, no issues at all. And finally, durability. How durable is it? Well, it comes with a full IP68 water and dust resistance, along with MIL standard 810 military certification for those multi-scenario protections. Combine that with 3 years of software updates and 5 years of security updates is that's wild. That's genuinely wild. Some of the more expensive flagships don't even offer that, like in the $600 to $700 price ranges. In fact, most phones in this price category, you'll probably get 1 software update, maybe 2 if you're lucky. You get 3 full software updates and 5 of security patches. So let me know down in the comments, what do you think of this phone that's less than $300? I mean, aside from the bezels, honestly, let me turn on the phone right quick. Let me go to a screen there we go. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I get it. The bottom bezel is a bit thick, as the kids say these days, but honestly, it's not that big of a deal. After using this phone for a couple days, I kind of ignored it. You know what I mean? It's kind of like iPhone back when they had the notch. Yeah, it stuck out if you looked at it, but most people just kind of forgot that it's there, if that makes sense. Same thing here, man. The bezels are chunky, but not bad, honestly. Again, $300, less than $300, I can't complain. So if you guys enjoyed today's video, definitely click that like button. And if you're new here and you enjoy these types of no BS reviews, definitely subscribe. As always, this was Mark from Mark's Tech. Adios.